I gotta hear myself. Show me the money. Show me the money. Alright, there you go. There you go. Let me log on. How much bread do I got on me? I don't got a lot of bread. So I'm assuming I got like a bunch of good ass weapons. Alright, cool. So I should be reacting to like Dragon Ball Super and Boruto in a while. I mean, I already saw the unofficial chapter, but it hits different when you watch the OG chapter, properly translated. No rush job. But man, I actually really like that Boruto chapter, so I'm not gonna be reacting to it the way I usually do, which is slowly reading it along methodically, kind of riffing on it. Go over what I really liked about that chapter, because there was a lot. One Piece, on the other hand, I knew that there was gonna be a break next week. That shit is a monthly manga now. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I kind of like seeing Garp fight and how he operates as a combatant. That's not important to me. Obviously, seeing more of Colby, that's pretty cool. Learning that this sword thing is indeed a real thing and that he actually is a member of SWORD, he's not just bullshitting. Getting some insight into the fight between Aokoji and Akainu and Garp versus I think Akainu was a Kizaru. No, it's Akainu. Kizaru is somewhere else, seeing what happened with like Law and fucking Blackbeard. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like One Piece anymore. Ooh, shit. One Piece just likes to emphasize like the least interesting characters, and we get so much off screens of like what the interesting characters are doing. You know, the characters with the good designs that aren't completely dorky. Or if they are a little dorky, they have like some coolness to back them up. One Piece is the most anti-Koko-y anime ever. If Oda wrote like Naruto, then Naruto versus Itachi, because it's so Koko-y, would be like off screen to death. Like, if you want to know why One Piece is not as popular in the West as it is overseas, aside from being France, which is basically Japan 2.0. So I got a bunch of shit in my nose. Let me get some paper towels. It's because Naruto and Bleach are Koko-y as hell. One Piece is not. I mean, at least the Straw Hats have some like Koko-y ass members, but it's like the ones that are constantly referenced and merged up, which is a damn shame because Jinbei is actually a little cool, but sometimes you see Jinbei get left out. But that like one little fight with Divine Departure that Shanks did. Shanks is like the most Koko-y ass, like badass looking character, and look how they do him. Ace as well, Blackbeard. Like you got this cool like light skinned black guy. Caribbean looking, like Dominican as hell. You know, bottom teeth gap, and you're not using him? For shame. For shame, man. Meanwhile, Ida's actually coming through. I used to talk mad shit about Ida. I'm like, yo, she a bird. But that was kind of me joking around, but nah, she coming through with the Boruto chapter. You know, she's repentant because she realizes that Kawaki's an ain't shit ass dude that she's been thirsting for just because he's the only one who could possibly show her real love. Not like manipulation from her omnipotence ability. Boruto actually gave her some insight into how her powers work, because she didn't necessarily understand completely. I'm thinking, you know, I really like that. I like when bird-ass characters show some repentance. She's like, you know, I'm gonna make sure none of my guys or the Konoha guys come after your ass. That was really cool. Okay, it's the library. There it is. I remember on Twitter someone mentioned how the kids have like no freedom in America because of all the stranger danger and things of that nature. But meanwhile, like elementary school kids in Japan are like freely able to walk around the city, take the trains and stuff of that nature. It's just such a different experience. Gangsta, Trinity. Okay. Brown liquid. That was not... Man, the translation differences are pretty wild here. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's buy one more. I always get weirded out when I'm talking shit about like One Piece because I think people think it's because I'm like a Naruto fan. And it's like this big free envy, but that's not really the case because One Piece has been holding it down for me, man. Like, it's had great moments as I've read it, especially when you like get caught up with it, especially early One Piece. And I do think that Naruto fans can kind of like come in and make a series look worse because they do the same thing that they do with their own series to One Piece. And I explain this to people and they always get it wrong. They're always talking about how the story used to be good and then all of this shit happened retroactively. Like, Naruto fans do not believe in foreshadowing. They believe everything is a retcon. They treat every mangaka as if it's Tetsuya Nomura. Alright. Okay, one more evergreen. See, I'm rocking with low-ass money, low-ass everything, but that's because I treat these evergreens seriously. Prevent. I'm gonna give you the evergreen. There's a, when I switched from Naruto to Bleach, I had some issues with Bleach and the type of storytelling it was going with. Endless fights in fake Kuda Town, the negative arc Ichigo Kurosaki was going through in the Rankar saga. Finally overcame that. He didn't really overcome it. He for like 5 seconds. It's long form storytelling, and when it got to the end, I was like, okay, I get it. I really mess with this. It's not the escapist fantasy that I was hoping for, but that might actually be like a good thing. One Piece is like, I like what One Piece is trying to do. But there's so many like chapters where I'm thinking, man, they could have focused more on this guy or that guy. But I get it. If Oda wanted to focus on everything that was cool, that was happening concurrently in the One Piece world, the story would never end. We would have probably just got to Wano right now. So I'm not gonna hate too much because of that. That's just the reality of the matter. Can't always get what you want. I understand that. Any grown-ass man is going to, like, understand that. Alright. I actually do want to get some Belguard, so... I didn't mean to talk to you, so... And by saying I don't like One Piece, I don't mean like I hate the series. I just mean like, this is kind of like an issue that I've kind of like held it in my chest. And the fandom understands it, because the fandom will be like, okay, well, this guy's my favorite character, he only shows up like once every 5... It'd be like if Konohamaru was the most Kino thing in Naruto, and they just use him just as much. But instead Konohamaru is like the most annoying thing in the world. I'm a huge... Kind of going back into the Boruto chapter because I want to like analyze that a little bit more. So someone brought up something that kind of like, at first I was like, why are they showing this, and then why is he saying that? Now I get it. So initially the subject of Code's highest enmity was Kawaki, but now because of the switch, even though he was in another dimension the entire time, it was Boruto. So there's an entirely possible, there's a good ass chance that Boruto is actually if he does rescue his father's not gonna be able to like recognize, hey, this is me, the guy who he was swimming in your balls at one point. Not Kawaki. Hinata might just slap him and disown him, and then Naruto's like, oh shit, you're the guy who has the Rasengan. You're the guy who... went through all this shit, man. Like, you got the multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu, which you can still only use 4 of. You got like the Momoshiki abilities. It's you, man, like... At least that's what I think is gonna happen, because... you know, if he does manage to rescue this motherfucker. Oh shit. I've been sick for like a hot ass minute, man. My bro's been sick. Like, this is the natural consequence of living with a man who works at a hospital. You're just picking up on all sorts of nasty contagions. They're always here for some reason. Some hugs and kisses from Tio. Like. Her vibe is so different in the later games. Her eyes are closed again. Oh, they're open. I guess that's like a homie her age. I'm kind of like tight with it. Should I go back and use the whip? I'm gonna use the whip. I always leave the whip behind, but book, car color, inside, Campbell, residence. I feel like I saw something. Our fans are like the best, you know? But yeah, Dragon Ball Super is kind of the thing I'm concerned about, like... It's doing the movie summary thing, but you know, adding some stuff that makes the movie feel like it's not canonical to the serialization. Such a weird glitch. A little poppin', but been looking up a lot of stuff about Lord of the Rings because I was always curious why the setting has been so like medieval for so many like millennia. And people have been saying stuff that, you know, the setting is medieval. I beg to differ. Maybe I'm just looking at the books. I'm going by the Peter Jackson films. That could be it. Alright, well, let's see.
俺の番だな。今のは行くぞ。
Alright, let's see. I'm in love with this. Alright, come on. I hate this. Come on. Okay, Celestial Bomb on... Come on. High speed mode is actually a little too fast. Fucking mean. Okay, let me lower this shit, cause... Alright, let's see. So, come on. What would be good right now? Alright, let's see. I need like a group heal. No, come on, boy. Need like a group heal.
それ行くぞまだやれる
Yeah, there needs to be like a re-equip party feature. I don't care if you can save from anywhere. Alright, let's see. Craft. What do I have that can like seal? A 50% chance of like sealing everybody. Alright. Depth Storm. Okay, but how likely is that to work? Let's see. Okay, just focus on healing her.
よし
Your S-Craft is kind of useless, so I'm gonna prioritize getting you to do something. Arts, come on. Tira. Craft, Blast Storm. I started with the Cold Steel games 1 through 4, and then I played Zero and Azure. I watched an LP of Trails in the Sky 1 and 2, and I'm in the middle of watching an LP of Trails in the Sky the 3rd. That's how I'm getting caught up with the series. I like Ash from Cold Steel's 3 and 4, and Muse a little bit. Let's see, who else do I really like? Reen, Crow, Chow, Estelle and Joshua, Olivier. Charizard has a really cool design. Let me see. Yeah, I like how Altina kind of brought out the dad and Reen. That's kind of cool. Let me see. What would be the best spell for me to use right now? gonna go with. I think some of the villains are really cool too. Like Aryan Road, I really liked. Yeah, they have a good bromance. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like which one I should do. Older games. I mean, Luva. Yeah, the old like main villain in Trails in the Sky with the second was really cool. What was it? Weissman? The guy that kind of had Joshua under his thumb. I really liked him. What should I do? Man, this is tricky. Oh, with him, why am I even thinking so hard? McBurn I really like, but how much of that is because he's OP and has a really cool design? I gotta watch out for that. Sometimes I can't let the drip control me. Duvali I thought was kind of funny. Vita Clotilde, she had a really good design though. What else? The Pops character. Chancellor Osborne, that dude, he was just intimidating as hell. Yeah, he's got that like Grimjow Jaggerjack kind of vibe, just a little bit. Let me see. I gotta be careful right now. Let me see, Art should be getting ready to heal. Let me be careful right now. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like Duvali because she's charming. Let me see, what can I... Triple Piercer, Wild Swan. Let me think. I gotta like... It's Randy, I gotta choose Randy. Or hold on, this is gonna be a risk. And if it messes up, then I'm screwed, but it might be the only chance I have. Oh shit. Okay. Let me think about this. How do I want to go about this? Do I want to res somebody or do I want to heal myself? I think I'm gonna go with freaking. Okay, I got close that time. Yeah, I kind of like Emma. I agree with that. Let me see. I'm gonna go with Seal. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see characters that understand that Reen's going through a lot of shit. That they should kind of be easy on his burdens. Oh man, this is tricky. What should I do? Art. Alright. Cook them all. Alright, so let me think about this. Who do I want to heal first? Alright, you get the heal. Who else needs to heal? Yeah, I don't really like that in these type of games when someone shows vulnerability and they're punished for it. That happens in a lot of JRPGs, unfortunately. Although some people have said that they kind of like that because it shows that they're like not perfect and just like real families, they can like squabble and beef and not always on the same term. Alright, so I'm going to want okay. Yeah, I think a big thing is that with a lot of character writing nowadays, they want to give characters like flaws, but they don't really know how to do that, so they just punish the character for like the most minor thing. You don't want to make Green into a Gary Stu. They got to give him fake flaws and have people kind of go hard on him for them. Come on, let's see. Craft. They're bunched up now, so I could take advantage of that. Craft, Holy Bullet, Strike Ball. Yeah, and again, they are also young too, so don't necessarily realize what they're doing. They're busy with, you know, their own things they got going on in life that don't even. Hey, this person's going through some shit too. Craft. Oh, you mean Lara? Let's see. Or Tira. Craft. I mean, because of the combat, I ended up really liking Lara, but I could see someone not liking her because of how hyper fixated she is on being strong and stuff like that. That was not a good idea. Let's see, arts. Let me see. Tear bomb. Yeah, I mean, some characters are pretty flat, all things considered. Like, not necessarily every character needs to have an arc of growth. try this again. I think I'm gonna get a couple things out the way first. Cause that thing was kicking my ass. That thing was running my fade. Well, her connection is largely tied to the martial arts school that she's a part of. All this other stuff. So a lot of the characters are given their background because they're in parts of disparate parts of Erebonia's world building. I will say though, yeah, there's a little bit of a bias with the Cold Steel games in that, you know, you see guys like Elliot who, they have like interesting character backgrounds and stuff like that. They're not given as much love as the women because, you know, they're dudes. Yeah, exactly. It made her a descendant of the Eisenritter, but it's because all the members of Class 7 are supposed to have like some sort of like backstory, some sort of like connection that encompassed the very diverse that is Erebonia. Especially because, you know, some are nobles, some are commoners, straight up foreigners. It's meant to show that they are like all different and united, and that they don't have like a bias. Okay, Gary is a foreign exchange student who experienced no culture shock. I mean, I think I get what you're trying to say with the whole, like, Mary Sue, Gary Sue thing, but that's not actually how, like, a Gary Sue works. A character who's a Gary Sue or a Mary Sue isn't necessarily, like, a perfect character. Just what people think of because of Star Wars. A Gary Sue is simply a self-insert. You can have a character who has like very little, like, in terms of like observable. It's not necessarily bad writing, unless you're trying to make that person into this character that is meant to have an arc where they shed off their personality traits to become something, like they go through a whole monomyth. Yeah, that's actually not true. That's a misconception. To be a Mary Sue, it actually comes from like a Star Trek fanfiction about a character called Mary Sue, who's supposed to be kind of like a hero of like most self-insert fanfiction characters who do have all these random unexplained talents and quirks. And they die off before they can contribute to the plot. They're deeply connected to why everyone else is the way that they are. Sue can be like, you know, perfect. A lot of them are because they're effectively the self-insert that serves the purpose of inserting the writer to the universe he likes. Now for that, I'm just gonna Howard, man, but or just straight up, you don't find that character to be interesting. That's all. Which kind of digs a hole into what I'm saying, because criticizing is not necessarily a Mary Sue, but it is something that you find problematic, which is that this character that you're talking about isn't really that interesting. You prefer characters that their flaws need to be addressed within the story, or they, you know, have flaws addressed. The imperfect that goes through a positive character arc, you know, that type of dynamic character. So you're really criticizing her because she's a flat character. I just realized that. Probably the best word to, or term to describe. Where is this guy anyway? Which, I can understand not liking a flat character because depending on story, if it's going on for like a bit too long and the character is not like showing any like depth or sides to themselves, that can get boring quickly. Like if Laura was the main protagonist or Gaius of the Cold, that would be profoundly uninteresting because there wouldn't be enough to go on with that. Let me see. Oh, at this point I feel like I'm talking to myself, so... Where's the other... Did I make him unspawn or something? West Crossbow Highway. Hope not. Yeah, I think Elisa and Fee were given a depth, obviously because of the Lineford Company and all of this stuff that the conflict Elisa has with her mother, who seems kind of stern and has no issue with being, you know, a proliferator of deadly weapons. So she's got like her own Tony going on, but more EA. Park, West Crossbow. Oh, that much I understand. Fee, obviously, she's connected to Zephyr, which, because of Red Constellation, like, who are the characters connected to Zephyr and stuff like that. And they're with the Iron Bloods and doing dirty work, so she has a lot to work with. Obviously, she had a found family, different found family, so Fee would just have a lot more to work with than just has her dad and art school and Actually, there was like a conflict between Lara and got resolved when they came together and like said, hey, we're different, but that don't mean that we can't be friends. Where the hell? Don't tell me that I disappeared. Ah, shit. Now you're struggling to find the dude. If like running away from the guys makes them like disappear forever. Well, there was like a classism theme with Jusis and Makia that was kind of a big deal for the first two games because those were tied into the themes of class division, whereas division between someone who's effectively I think, what was it? Was her dad a bracer or whatever, or I don't know. Her dad was one thing, and Fee's obviously someone who comes from a family of Jaegers, and there's like a difference in how society views one and the other, that there's kind of, so it's kind of a class. But obviously, there isn't that level of class hatred that you might see with one and the other. Maki, that one was like another level. And it's more about like, because the whole class is that these guys sometimes have conflicting backgrounds and they gotta come to terms with it. Okay, he was a jobless, because there was something about like what he was, his background, not just being a Viscount. I mean, obviously he was this noble, and he's known for like this martial arts school that he was part of. Okay, crossbow. Alright, I see it now, I see. I mean, I don't know how Reen would have an issue with someone being a Jaeger. I don't see Elliot having an issue with that, or even Gaius. It being Sword Girl, I guess that's whatever. Yeah, it was kind of like, they didn't have like this actual like heavy-handed beef. It was just, there was this awkwardness and passive aggression and waspiness. Like, it wasn't a copy of Eustace and Makia we're dealing with, because Laura knew she was in the wrong for feeling the way that she was, and Fee just kind of felt her cold shoulder and was like uncomfortable by it. got involved because they like to put this guy into all sorts of trouble. He's effectively Squall from Final Fantasy VIII in that sense. Let me heal up really quickly. They like putting him in these type of situations. I'm surprised I actually saved, by the way. Like, I thought that I was going to go raw on this. Yeah, she did, and then they had their duel, and then they kind of bonded and effectively became good friends for the rest of the series. They're usually, if you have them around in good synergy with one another. Although I think the fandom kind of exaggerates how close they are, but I'd have to replay the games to kind of look into that. They're usually put with each other a lot. Let me do this carefully now because I don't want to bump into anybody. And I do want to get this out the way. It's not a conflict of morals, it's a conflict of background differences. No, a Jaeger is not necessarily a bad person. Now, the Red Constellation guys were absolutely, like, you know, savages. Like, even frickin' Randy acknowledged that back in the day he was a piece of shit. And look at how, like, the guys here kind of give him a free pass because, you know, they understand he's a cool dude. They're just different sides to everybody. Like, I was never given the impression that Fee was going around doing the type of savagery that the Red Constellation guys were doing. It seems to be more based off the fact that there's like such a huge difference between, you know, the type of life that you have as a Jaeger. Yeah, that's true. They knew him well enough that they knew he was like cool. And of course, you know, Laura eventually realized this lady's cool and they can have their own thing going on. Alright, there you go. Battle scope. It's not morality, because again, Fee is not doing any like fucked up shit. It's the fact that it's classism in a way. It's, you know, I'm this descendant of like this completely different background. She even like compares like her background to like Fee's and thought, like, you know what? I thought I could kind of like connect with over time, but I think maybe that's never gonna happen. Because we're just... It's never like, you know, I think you're this, like, killer or anything of that nature. It's... You know, we got nothing in common. We're way too different. The morality is, how do I like get over this underlying bigotry I have? Let me see. Band with killers. I mean, if you're a soldier, you're effectively a killer too. A mercenary is just a soldier that's like contracted. A sellsword. Let me think about this shit. Who do I want to bless up more? I want to bless you up more. Oh, my phone is about to break up. I mean, if that's the case, then it's really no different than the issue that What's-Her-Face had with Reen. Who's this chick? Yuna and shit like that. You know, he was like a soldier in the war that kind of took over her hometown. I mean, I wouldn't even say that because that's such an immature way of like looking at it, because she's not gonna kill someone for nothing. That is true. He was the biggest propaganda piece, and his Valimar was, you know, instrumental in causing a bunch of decisive moments in that war. I got lucky right here, so let me take advantage. Or see. I don't agree with that. Let me redo that shit, man. So what are some things that will improve my chances? Okay, so I'm gonna need to battle scope you. I'm gonna blow my load right now. Gonna be another one? Oh, okay, good. Alright, tier bomb.
それ
ありがとう。どうえい。ありがとう。ありがとう。
マジかよ。
まずい。えい。
さあまだやれる。それ
なんとかしないと。
Alright, come on, let me see. CP plus 30. Burger, come on. Craft. Alright, this is a potential strategy I can use.
聞くだけ散ら
まずいな。
まずい。エニグマ
負けるか。おお。行くぞ。まだやれる。
やっ。
Come on. Weave. Alright, come on.
おっしゃ。
Alright, let's see.
よーし。
Celestial Bomb.
えい。ありがとう。え。
That was lucky. That was lucky as hell.
サンクス。俺の番だな。えいで。
私の番ですね。は
任せろ。
え。そこ。
It ended up working out pretty well for me. Alright, see, Firebolt.
よーし。やー。
行くぞ。 っしゃ駆動やっ
まずいエニグマ
負けるかエニグマ
負けられ
駆動
ない
ありがとうやっ
ありがとう立て直さないとはあなんとかしないとよし
まずいな
I need to get a bunch of terror bombs. That's critical. Ooh.
負けるかエニグマやっサン
まずい
まだやれるまだやれるよし上出来だ
グッジョブです
Alright, I did a little bit of 5D chess with that one. Awesome. Yeah, that one was a little tricky. I'll give that one a free pass though, because that one was actually gonna encourage creativity. Given me like a battle, I would have been. That was not a smart idea for me to do. That fight was hard, man. I'm not gonna front with you. I'm sure it would have been easier if I did some other things like combo crafts. But yeah, those blow your load fights with those earthquake spammers. I remember the one in Trails from Zero was also pretty annoying with it. That was the point in chapter 4 where I realized I might have fucked up with this joint. It's one of the worst enemy types in this game besides the shield type enemies. This thing I want to check in St. Ursula real quick. I got like a neck cramp. That shit sucks. Alright, let's see. What are some quests I can take at the moment? So we got Sunshine Anyas. 8. Okay, let's see. Calling all passengers to miss one. I like how now they're in the same height. Mihi, I never heard that. I mean, this is a mission, not a Texan, but... Oh shit, it was the first choice. Hee hee. Okay, 2. They're beating the piss out of these kids. That is something that's true. Like, I had a friend who worked at Chuck E. Cheese when he was a high schooler, and as soon as he puts on the costume, they beat the piss out of him. I knew this one chick that was trying to bully him into giving her a job. Damn, maybe I should have done the same, because not gonna lie, working at Chuck E. Cheese sounds good. But in the end of the day. Oh, they're hitting that gritty. Shrek ship. Okay, residential street and go to the Hayworth residence. Okay, right on target. that would be disastrous. You gonna let your fields be owned by like another super company? Let's see. I mean, at the very least, you guys are being scammed. It's just one of those like fuzzy scams. Or is it like something illegal, or did you just accept a really bad deal? Okay, is this a reference to the Coppolas? That is something that could legitimately happen if you sell your property to someone else. They think, you know what, I'm gonna sell it to someone who can really do something with it. Will pay a pretty penny just because they want the land, not necessarily the bag. Okay, the McDowell residence, that would be... this one. So they're a lot more strict with it. Come on, the detective mode is one of my favorite things about Lloyd as a character. One, 5, 9. Alright, let's see. My nose is itching like a fiend. Okay, so he just got like 10,000 grand on his bank account. He's just trying to make sure his piece hits, man. This guy is inspirational as a scammer. I just want to see her torture her because she's hot. That's it. I don't give a shit about anything else. Okay, so where is our Morga? Yeah, right there. So I'm gonna... I'll make my way. Aw, man, this is kind of wickedy whack, yo. Get him from the ass. I just realized they all kind of have the victory lineup thing together, even the back row characters. That's kind of weird. I'm not used to that. They posed up like they did some shit. They started jumping in like in prolonged fight. Like, homie thinks he was really part of the team. Mission I made like 10 grand. Hello. Dollar thing. Okay, hold on. Okay, this one was easy. This guy's gonna get an ass whooping when he comes home, man. You're a young adult and the first thing you do is get scammed. Oof. Oh, okay, so this ties back into the Trails in the Sky game. This is the guy who scammed the cop was. Damn. He's the reason they turned into sky pirates. Okay, so when is his arc gonna wrap up? Because his connection to the Coppola is kind of interesting. Maybe it got wrapped up in the Cold Steel games. I just didn't have the appreciation for Sky at the time. I'll look up Rittner. Maybe one of those side quests I did in Cold Steel 3 or 4 will bleed into that. Okay, so this guy is holding some accountability thus far. Alright. That was whatever. Tangram Gate. The hell, where am I right now? Alright, let's see. Completed. Delivery of misplaced items, reports of service. Alright, let me check some stuff out. I'm gonna get one thing at Missable and then probably switch to reading some of these manga chapters and then call it a day. Shit really tricky out here. I mean, this is kind of obvious. They want not just to suppress security that's, you know, buddy with Crossbow, but they want to advance their paws into Crossbow, take it over. Exactly. I mean, I was just saying that, but I'm memorizing the question orders. Alright. Didn't expect that to come with a side quest, but I guess it's whatever. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I did everything right.
皆さんそれではさすが皆さんはいお疲れ様ですおめでとうございますランクアップしました
How many points were they supposed to get out of that? Alright.
得点の品お疲れ様
True Gladiator Belt, that's actually a useful item to have. And since I'm such a meathead, I usually keep it on one of my party members. Usually like a Londi. CP gain up, man. I mean, I don't think the drop in defense is necessarily worth it, but I guess it might mean the difference between getting killed in like 3 hits versus 4, so maybe not that big of a deal if I have my formation done correctly and I'm evasion tanking. But usually I prioritize status ailment resistance anyway. Alright, so what else is there left to do? I'm trying to think. For now, I'm just gonna head my way to the airport. That's gonna be the last side quest, but I'll do that in the overmorrow, because yes, we are gonna do a Saturday stream. Oh shit. What is this whole shit right now? Demon, Vault. Alright, I'm just checking through day 3. Anybody interesting to talk to? Not much. Alright, so it's time to look at some Boruto chapters. Real quick. Look through Boruto and then look through Dragon Ball Super. See if there's anything that catches my eyes as I'm reviewing it. Alright, I'm gonna Manga Plus because Viz is kind of annoying sometimes on mobile. August. Damn, we gotta wait. Not 1, not 2. Not even. I even count that as 3? 4 months, man. 4 months for a freaking chapter. They killed all the momentum. Shikamaru's like grabbing up on his mouth, thinking that fucking Naruto is dead and shit. Man, he's going through panic. I like how Kawaki's grabbing up on her neck and shit. Like, I talk about Black Air Force energy, but this guy epitomizes it so much that it actually annoys the hell out of me. Like, I'm actually starting to dislike Kawaki because he's like those dudes on Twitter who act like they're dumb hard. Like, he needs an ass whooping. I need to bring Ishiki back from the dead just to whoop his ass. Not even to, like, you know, chocolate fruit or become an Otsutsuki god. Just come back and devote an eternity whooping his ass. Okay. I like how Shikamaru doesn't fully trust Ida. He's like, you know, there's a strong possibility. Okay, so, okay, this confirms Sumida is not affected. Does this mean that Mitsuki is finally durable enough to sustain Sage Mode? Because he's used Sage Mode in the past, but it hasn't really been that interesting. Let me see if I saved this correctly. I did. Yeah, that shot of like Naruto and Hinata both being suspended in time, in a timeless like space-time dimension. So weird. They look smoked. Yeah, I'm surprised that Sasuke's actually affected. My theory was that it was maybe some Otsutsuki DNA is what causes you to be immune to omnipotence, but I guess that's not the case. Ino Gene's cartoon beast mimicry. That's such a weird term, because beast mimicry is what Kiba does, not what Sai does. I just realized, in terms of clone characters, we don't really have a Kiba clone, Shino clone. Definitely don't have a Tencent clone, which, who cares? Okay, so I guess Team 10 got him trapped up. Okay, so she was able to figure it out pretty quickly that it's the same principle as Ida's enchantment ability. I guess because she's not affected, and they both kind of figured out that Sumida and Sarada aren't affected by omnipotence type principles. It's like they're all effectively learning Ida's mechanics. This is like the shittiest nigh omnipotent character I've ever seen. Second only to maybe Yuba Bach, but Yuba Bach is just like another nigh omnipotent I'm familiar with. I don't know shit about Alien X. Because now she's having an emotional breakdown. I guess because her homie's going through so much shit. I mean, she just realized that her homie's life is... He's gonna spend the rest of his days a rogue ninja because of the most overpowered case of identity theft. Moshiki's a fucking hater. Okay, actually this panel of her Mangekyo Sharingan looks really good. I prefer Kishimoto's original illustration of it back in the day, like 2014 when he drew it, because it looked like the Alice in Chains logo. But here it's, it looks like an actual eye. Like there's that kaleidoscopic element, but it's still eye-like, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so the shadow got sucked up. Honestly, they don't stand a chance against Boruto. Like, if Boruto just wanted to fucking lock them up and not even beat their asses, just down them, he could do that. Suppress them, I guess. So he's making the connection that Boruto probably has the Rasengan. He's got the scar in his eye. Momoshiki is inside him. He's got the headband, so all of that points to, yeah, this is obviously Boruto. Boruto, his disciple. They had to make Kawaki make a Rasengan. He wouldn't be able to do that shit. Okay, this dude's being a good father to his daughter. That's pretty good. Too many deadbeat dads in anime. We gotta change that. Otherwise, Mari Povich is gonna have to isekai himself to the anime verse. Okay, let's see. He's betting on his daughter, having faith in her ass. He is shitting himself. I actually prefer the way the fan translation wrote this, where they're like, you got some nerve talking about me not accepting reality when you should be dead at this point. He just refers to him as dead, not as like a contradictory piece, but kind of like an insult. Like, you a dead motherfucker. Just shut your ass up. Although I like that you got some balls talking about being a sore loser. Okay, let's see. So I had to take some accountability. She's gonna leave her bird days behind and become a assistant, just like every other bird. Okay, so Boruto has the decency to explain Ida's abilities to her, so she's gonna learn how to utilize it. I wonder what Sarada's like Mangekyo abilities are and how she's going to be able to sustain it. I'm gonna say this when I first like read the spoilers, but I like how Sarada doesn't really gain her ability through like the grief of someone dying. It's just kind of like the grief of suffering, of which identity theft can be exactly that, and it happens so often. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I like it because it kind of makes the Mangekyo seem like a 4-tomoe Sharingan. People are gonna hate it because they're gonna be like Sharingan bargain sale, and people don't like escalation and inflation of powers, but well, in this case, it kind of shows how the Uchiha have come through. They're no longer ruled by hatred, they're ruled by love, which all the Kushinada theories are partially vindicated because of that. Like, if she was doing that emo eye bleeding shit, then that'd be like another topic altogether. Okay, so Boruto's doing the whole I'm a privileged guy and I'm not going to be privileged from now on, and I gotta just accept that reality if I want to Kawaki and prevent him from doing something stupid. Okay, so now he's making a reference to Will of Fire. People really liked. You know, using a line like that or a theme like that from Naruto is a good way of reinforcing the feel that this is effectively in the Naruto verse. This is like a thematic offshoot of some of the ideas explored in Naruto. It's a good way to familiarize us with this story and using thematic writing. So I'm not stuck feeling like, yo, what the fuck am I watching right now? What is this shit? It's got Naruto characters, but it's like not Naruto at all. Everybody looks weird. It's emphasizing like some weird ass characters and alien shit. Technology shit. Because he wants to settle this sibling rivalry. I guess like when Sasuke sees Ida, he does look tense the way Shikamaru does. Like, oh, what the fuck is this shit that I'm feeling, this infatuation? But just like Shikamaru, he's not necessarily like going head over heels. He's just kind of shitting himself because he's a genius. Okay, so she promises that she's not gonna sick the Konoha dogs on his ass until he returns, which is probably after training. Kawaki's coming off as a coward right now, and it's my fault. Okay, so she felt the ick. Like her coochie done dried up for Kawaki presently. And of course, Damon, a blood relative, isn't affected by his abilities, and he's just saying, okay, just get stronger so that we can have a fair fight. Big power gap between Boruto and freaking Damon could probably kill Kawaki right now if he wanted to and resolve a lot of things that way. Although, of course, they'd never be able to get back Naruto and Hinata, so that'd be terrible. They don't even get a chance to die. And when Tsukishima got his ass beat, that was able to reverse his technique of inserting himself into other people's realities and lives. That wasn't able to work for this other dude. I'm realizing how many Bleach characters are basically just like dudes whose hard counters haven't activated on Ichigo. Except for Juabak until the end. Just there's that line that was just like Code being like, yo, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, he ruined my life, he stole my girl, he stole my daddy from me. Boruto will be going on break and is planning to return this September, man. That was August 20. That's... Which one is it? Because if it's 5 months, now we're in a real pickle. Can't wait to see the comment section on that joint, though. Okay, now for Dragon Ball, and then I'll wrap it up. This is just a fight between Piccolo and Gamma 2. Which it looks great in the manga, at least. Like, this dude Toyotaro, he traces like crazy and uses the same fucking poses, but he knows how to have these detailed backgrounds. I know totally not Mark prefers the white backdrops, but this shit is kinda cool. It looks like it's perfect for anime. Okay, so we're getting the Son Goku versus Broly shit. This is the only thing I really care about. was it, man. How many pages was that shit? I mean, I know I just like scrolled through really quickly now, but so they just rushed through the part where they explain their plans and the Selmax thing and the rift between Hito and General Red's grandson, I guess. I guess next chapter will probably be dedicated to their transformation. I do like how he breaks his fall by using a key blast. No, that's what Broly's doing. He's key blasting the ground and shit like that, giving this dude limited visibility and just like rushing his ass. That's a pose that I like, you know. Their faces as he blocks Son Goku. It's whatever. I don't. That was a nothing burger of a chapter compared to what happened with Boruto, but we know what chapter set the program's Grimmer is gonna praise. If he still streams on Twitch, I don't think he does any of that shit anymore, fortunately. It'd be nice if he did, though. But anyways, it's been your boy, MrSmaka7. Thank you guys for watching. I guess I'll give my review in the overmorrow, but until then, suck my dick.